What's going on, y'all? This is Rashad from raeshadbeats.com. Welcome back to another BeatNerd101 tutorial, and today we are doing part 2 of how to use your equalizer or your parametric equalizer 2 in FL Studio. So just like in part 1, I already had a pre-made beat just to show you guys what's going on, and in this video we're going to focus primarily on our EQs once again. So I have another pre-made beat right here that we're going to start tweaking, and we're going to start using our parametric EQ so we can figure out what frequencies sound good and how to make this beat sound cleaner. So let's listen to the beat real fast. Okay, so now that we understand that we have a beat right here, let's go ahead and make sure everything is in our mixer. So I'm gonna go down each sample and I'm gonna put each instrument into our mixer. So right here, my clap, it doesn't have a effect. So I'm gonna click on channel options and press assign free mixer track. Okay, my clap is already in there. 808 is in there. Hi-hat is in there. Melody is in there already. Okay, Jupiter's not in here. Another way that you can also send your sounds to your mixer, click on a free insert. So I'm gonna click on insert 7 and make sure this green bar is highlighted. This is the sound that we want to put into our mixer. And then I'm gonna press Control L to send the sound directly to my mixer. Let's see, our kick also needs to be in our mixer as well, so let's do that as well. I'm gonna do the same thing. Make sure your kick is highlighted, make sure this green bar is on your select, and we're gonna insert 4, Control L. Now we have everything in the mixer. So now that we have all of our instruments in our mixer, let's go ahead and start with our melodies. We're going to single out our melodies so we can start tweaking them. So I'm going to start with this. So the main thing that you want to pay attention to when you're using your EQ is figuring out what frequency do you need to cut out. Mainly for melodies, you don't want too much bass in your melodies. So I'm going to cut out all of our bass by clicking my parametric 1 and dragging it down and bringing it closer to where the 3 and the 4 is. When you do this, you save more space for bass. And now I want to emphasize this sound, so I might even bring it up, bring the 4 up. And as you can tell, the higher I bring it up, the higher the sound gets. You can also bring it low and it'll turn it down as well. But for this, we're going to bring it up slightly. About like 599 hertz is cool. Simple. It doesn't need that much. So that's fine. Now let's go to our second melody. Go to your insert 1, Fruity Parametric EQ 2. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut our 1, bring it close to where the frequency is starting. So in this sound, the frequency starts at the low mid. Cut this bass out. So all this space right here, just in case you don't understand why I'm cutting this out, the reason why I'm cutting all of these out from your 1 to 2, this is where your bass will reside. So all of our 808s or anything that has bass resides over in the low bass and in the bass section. Cutting out the frequencies in your melodies will save more bass, will save more space for your bass. So keep that in mind. Space for your bass. I'm gonna bring the 6 up a little bit just to get that twinkle sound. And really, I'm just figuring out what sound I want to emphasize specifically on my EQ. So I like that twinkle sound, which is like right around a 6. And I'll do the same thing with the 4. So you're really just balancing, you're balancing each node, you're balancing each band, and you're coming up with a different form for your EQ for each sound. So don't be afraid to experiment with this. Like, I could do something like this just to hear how it sounds. Do not be afraid to experiment, because you never know what sounds good, and you never know what might stick out perfectly for your mix. We're focusing strictly on how to make each sound stand where they need to stand. Okay, so that's it for that. Let's see, let's go to, we can do our clap real quick. Let's do our clap. Clap's fairly easy. Like I showed you in part 1, as you can see, all your claps, they're usually in the mids, upper mids to the treble. But for this specific clap, I'm gonna just bring the 6 up a little bit, just so it slaps harder. You can also cut out frequencies for your bass as well, but it doesn't really do too much, just because your frequency is only right over here. But if you just want a clean chop, this works as well. Cool, so that's what our clap looks like for our EQ. Let's go to kick racks. Like I said, for the kick, you want to find your sweet spot. As you can see, I brought the 1 all the way to the left, and I want my 2 to hit harder on top of the 1. And you want to make sure you find your bump. When you find your bump, just bring it up just a little bit. You don't want to bring it up too high, because as you can tell, it's going to sound crazy. But bring it up just enough so you can hear the bump, so you can feel the bump. You want to make sure the bump feels. Then I'll bring my 7 down and bring it closer. It's cool. Next we have our hi-hat, which is another easy instrument to EQ. And the only thing you're doing really for this one is bringing your 1 down, and you bring it all the way to the 7. See, now I don't want to do too much with it. I'll just bring it slightly, and I'll pan my hi-hat to the left just to give it that hi-hat feel. Next is our bass. I should probably rename these so you guys know what's going on. So this is the 808. So now, same thing for the kick. It's the same way for the bass. You could turn off your 7s like this, but what you will want to do, really, you want to focus on your 1 and bring your 1 down and bring your 2 up and match it with your kick. So I'll bring this EQ right here, and then I'll bring up my kick EQ, so you can look at both of them. And what I'm doing right here is I'm paying attention to how similar they look and how similar they're supposed to feel, because your kick and your 808 is supposed to match, so they mesh. So let's hear the kick. Give a little bit bump for the kick. And I think that is all we have. Oh, we have one more sound. What's this? And this is just one clap. Like I said in part 1, you don't always have to do too much with your EQs. You just want to do enough so they fit where they need to fit. I'll bring the file up just a tad. And that's really it. So let's hear what we have all together. I'm gonna mute everything, unmute everything, put everything in the pattern, and let's play. Go to song mode, let's hear it. So that's basically what I wanted to show you guys for part 2 of EQs. Remember, the main trick with equalization is to barely EQ, and as you can tell, just the more that you mess with your equalization and the more that you experiment with it, you will hear different frequencies being emphasized on the beat. So what I want you to focus on when you're using the EQ is to listen to the favorite, and not even your favorite part, but listen to the best part of the sound that you want to hear and emphasize it like so. Just to give you another slight example. And that, my friends, is how you use the Fruity Parametric EQ 2. If you guys found this video helpful, please leave a comment and subscribe. We have more tutorials on the way. Thank you guys for tuning in to another tutorial. If you guys have any suggestions or anything that you want to learn, please leave a comment, or you can also email me. I'll leave my email in the description below. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in once again to another BeatNerd tutorial. This has been another BeatNerd 101 tutorial. BeatNerd out. Peace.